Chapter 1 Obtaining 2 Spiritual Transformation Realms. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Southern Wilderness, Qin the Great Zhou Dynasty, Immortal Burial Mountain Range. The mountains here stand tall and the flat land rises to the sky and is level with the clouds. Standing on the top of the mountain, the sea of clouds is within reach, the scenery is quite beautiful, and the spiritual energy is so rich that it can be touched with hands. If there are monks here, they will be shocked. Isn't this a forbidden place? How could there be so much spiritual energy? On top of a mountain, at this time, a man in white clothes was looking at the majestic and ancient buildings on the mountain peaks in front of him with a dull expression. His expression changed and he couldn't help but curse. Ah! Dog system! Give me back my Immortal King cultivation. Ding, host, please don't give up on yourself, cheer up, and believe in the light. The system was losing its conscience and persuaded the man in white, horse riding. Ding, the sect system has been successfully bound. As long as the host makes the sect bigger and stronger, the Immortal King's cultivation will soon be as high as his dream, cultivation, / Chapter 2 Guardian Elder, Cave Void Realm. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ahem. That's because most of the strong men in our Kunlun sect are still sleeping and have not yet awakened. Lu Chen's face was not red, his heart was not beating, and he looked at Lin Yundao seriously. This kid. I'm afraid you thought you were tricked into a bandit's den. Wait until I use the summoning card to bring out the great emperor without scaring you to death. System, use the summoning card. Lu Chen thought to himself, ding, the primary summoning card was used successfully. Congratulations to the host for summoning 2 Gods Transformation Realm Sect Guards, who are rushing to the host at the moment, / Chapter 3 The Great Zhou Dynasty. You are listening at novelfull.audio. My disciple was originally the 7th princess of the Great Zhou Dynasty. 3 days ago, we, the Great Zhou Dynasty, had a national war with the Yuhua Dynasty. I, the king of Great Zhou, and the Yuhua Dynasty were originally equally powerful, but I didn't expect that there would be a traitor in the dynasty who wanted to take his place, so he shamelessly joined forces with the Yuhua Dynasty. Has already reached the royal capital today. My father and queen, in order to preserve my Great Zhou inheritance, originally asked the 2 clan elders to escort me all the way to the Holy Land of Taichu. Unexpectedly, I was discovered by the Yuhua Dynasty as soon as I left the royal capital, and sent a Tao Palace Realm 9th level heavenly powerhouse chasing the disciple. The 2 clan elders lured away the Yuhua Dynasty people in order to let me escape, so that the disciple could go to the Kunlun sect to see the sect master. Sect master. The Yuhua Dynasty is like an animal. Every time it passes through a city, it slaughters and destroys the city. Everywhere it passes is tragic. They don't even spare ordinary people. If possible, the disciple must destroy the Yuhua Dynasty with his own hands. Humph, what a feathered dynasty that treats mortals as nothing. Lingxue, don't worry, as long as I am here, no one in this world can touch you. Lu Chen said lightly with a sharp look in his eyes. At this time, Lu Chen's heart surged with overwhelming anger. He knew that monks claimed to be superior to gods and humans and never put mortals in their eyes. However, he did not expect that these cultivators who were fighting against heaven would kill mortals so cruelly. The Yuhua Dynasty was on the mainland at this time. Chen has already been blacklisted in his mind and wants to erase it. Hearing Lu Chen's words, Lingxue breathed a sigh of relief. Boom, boom, as soon as he finished speaking, Lu Chen and others heard a loud noise not far away. After hearing the sound, they looked at 2 figures on a mountain top not far away, rushing towards them at high speed. Then a voice came from the 2 figures. Princess, why are you here? Come on, an old man in gray clothes shouted hurriedly after seeing Luo Lingxue. Then 2 old men with disordered auras appeared in front of everyone. It was the elder of the Zhou dynasty whom Lingxue spoke of. Lingxue was immediately excited when she saw the 2 old men and hurriedly stepped forward and said, Lingxue has met the 2 clan elders. Where are the clan elders from the Ascension dynasty? That the person who came was the elder of the Zhou clan who was escorting Lingxue out of the royal capital. At this time, the two clan elders saw a look of regret on the woman's old face. They shouldn't have come to the burying Immortal Mountains. They wanted to die together with the people of the Yuhua dynasty before they died. But he didn't expect that his princess did not go to the holy land of Taichu, but was still in the great Zhou dynasty. Princess, let's go quickly. The Taoist palace-level warrior from the Yuhua dynasty is about to catch up. Luo Tian and I originally wanted to drag the people from the Yuhua dynasty into the Immortal Mountains to die together, but we didn't expect you, princess, to appear here. I am guilty and I am ashamed of my ancestors. I was unable to retain even a trace of my bloodline. That the two elders of the Zhou clan suddenly cried out in pain. The two elders of the Zhou clan didn't pay attention to the four of them, Lu Qin, and they couldn't sense any spiritual energy fluctuations in the four of them. Although they didn't know why their princess was with them, there was no time for them to think too much at this time. There was no spiritual energy fluctuation, or he was a young monk below the Dao Palace level. As for those above the Dao Palace, he didn't think about it. Because there is only one great Zhou ancestor in the great Zhou dynasty who is in the God transformation realm. If he knew that Lu Chen and the others were in the God transformation realm, he would probably be frightened to death. As soon as the old man finished speaking, Ling Xue's delicate body trembled. Unexpectedly, the Yuhua dynasty really wanted to kill everyone. In order to kill her, the princess of the Linghai realm, they pursued her all the way. Just then, suddenly a powerful aura appeared, threatening everyone, and then a middle-aged man wearing a golden armor appeared in the air. Two ants run really fast. The armored man looked at the two clan elders jokingly. Well, the princess of the great Zhou dynasty? I didn't expect that it would take no effort at all. If you don't obediently go to the holy land of Taichu, you are still waiting to die in the great Zhou dynasty. At this time, the man in armor noticed Ling Xue beside Lu Chen and said with gloomy eyes, Luo Ling Xue was the proud daughter of the great Zhou dynasty. She broke through the spiritual sea realm at the age of only 17, so the Taichu Holy Land naturally took a fancy to her and wanted to join the Holy Land. Moreover, there is news that the Holy Land will recruit disciples in a year, and Luo Ling Xue can directly become a Holy Land disciple without passing the test. It is conceivable that once this news comes out, the Zhou dynasty may become the top power in Qinzhou. The Yuhua dynasty was afraid that a top genius would appear in the great Zhou dynasty, and then the Yuhua dynasty might be overwhelmed by the great Zhou. This was something the Yuhua dynasty did not want to see, so it launched a national war to strangle Ling Xue in the cradle. Princess, let's go quickly. Before the Broken Arm clan could finish saying the old words, they suddenly vomited blood and their aura was extremely weak. Seeing this, Ling Xue looked at Lu Chen and hurriedly cried and begged, Sect Master, Ling Xue please save the two clan elders. Although he didn't know how strong Lu Chen was, she saw that after the man in armor appeared, Lu Chen's expression had always been calm and there was no fluctuation. This showed that Lu Chen was very powerful and was not afraid of the people in front of him. Otherwise, Lu Chen was not afraid of the people in front of him. He knew how powerful the armored man in front of him was, but now, Lu Chen is her only hope. Wang Ming, kill the people who are in the way. Lu Chen put his hands behind his hands and glanced at the man in armor indifferently and said to Wang Ming. Yes, Sect Master. Lu Chen just finished speaking. A few ants, they don't know the heights of the world, they dare to say anything. The armored man was stunned for a moment when he heard Lu Chen's words, and then sneered. He didn't think anyone among Lu Chen's group was stronger than him. He was at the 9th level of the Dao Palace realm. In the great Zhou dynasty, he could not transform into a god. Who dared to be his enemy? He had already inspected several people, and there was no trace of spiritual energy fluctuations. He didn't expect that a few ants would dare to speak rudely to him and provoke his majesty, and a ruthless look of anger appeared on his face. Ant, seek death. The armored man stood in the air, raised his hand and turned his spiritual power into a huge palm, pressing down on everyone. He wants to kill these ants with one slap. Bang! With a loud noise, before the giant palm fell, Wang Ming waved his hand and clapped it away. How is that possible? The armored man's expression suddenly changed. He is the 9th level of the Dao Palace. Although the palm he just struck was just a casual slap, it is not easy to resolve even the 8th level of the Tao Palace. It should be noted that the difference in cultivation seems to be a small level, but it is like a chasm in the sky. Unexpectedly, his casual palm was resolved by the person in front of him with a wave of his hand. The armored man was stunned for a moment, his face changed, and he thought to himself, I didn't expect this person to be so hidden. Then he didn't wait for him to react. An extremely powerful aura, as if falling from the sky, emitted from Wang Ming's body, and instantly the man in armor fell from the air. Puff! Transformation, into the realm of gods. The man in armor fell from the air and fell to his knees on the ground, vomiting blood, looking at Wang Ming with a fearful expression and saying in a trembling voice, Senior, I am a member of the Yuhua dynasty, as long as you let me go. Before he finished speaking, Wang Ming stretched out a finger and pointed it at him. In an instant, it magnified infinitely in his eyes and fell down. Ah! I am from the Yuhua dynasty. If you dare to kill me, my ancestor will never let you go. Bang! Wang Ming destroyed him instantly with one finger. After a while. Divinity realm. Hiss. At this time, Ling Xue was extremely excited and couldn't help but gasp in disbelief, although she felt that Kunlun sect might be a hidden sect, but she didn't expect that the Kunlun sect would actually have a strong person in the realm of gods. At this moment, the look in Lu Chen's eyes became filled with awe, and even the transformed god obeyed his words. Then isn't his strength above that of the transformation god? Thinking of this, she was glad that she had just chosen to join Kunlun. She took a deep breath and couldn't help but look at Lu Chen and secretly thought. I wonder if the sect leader will take action to save me. The Zhou. At this time, the two elders of the Zhou clan came to their senses, looked frightened and hurriedly bowed their heads to Wang Ming respectfully. I have met Senior, but I didn't know the power of Senior before. Please forgive me. They had never looked at a few of them before. It turned out that it wasn't that they had no cultivation, but that they were too weak to sense the other person's aura. Chapter 4 Kunlun enters the world, shaking the dynasty. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Senior, please don't blame the two clan elders. Seeing this, Ling Xue recovered from the shock and hurriedly spoke out, what does it mean to become a god? To shed your mortal body and condense your soul to reach a higher level of life. Under the transformation of a god, everyone is just an ant. How could Ling Xue remain calm like this? If the great Zhou dynasty had not had an ancestor of the god transformation realm sitting in charge, it would have been annexed by other forces long ago. No defense. Wang Ming waved his hand and didn't care. After all, this little girl is now a disciple of the Kunlun sect, so there is no need to mind such trivial matters. Let's go. Ling Xue will take your two tribesmen and follow me into Kunlun first. If anyone from the Yuhua dynasty dares to come to my Kunlun sect, they will be destroyed. Say it. Lu Chen calmly turned around and walked towards the mountain. Seeing this, everyone quickly followed him. Princess, what kind of sect is this Kunlun sect? When did you become a disciple of Kunlun? Yes, Princess, with your talent, it is most suitable to enter the holy land of Taichu. On the way up the mountain, two clan elders whispered in confusion. Although Wang Ming is in the divine transformation realm, he also has ancestors in the divine transformation realm in Dazhou, not to mention that they have never heard of the Kunlun sect. Is it a hidden sect? The two of them looked at each other, an idea just appeared in their minds, and then they were thrown away. If there was a hidden sect in the Zhou dynasty, how would the ancestors not know about it? After hearing the words of the two clan elders, Ling Xue's eyes flashed with a hint of complexity, and then she said with determination. Elder of the clan, I don't know, but I am already a disciple of the Kunlun sect. Don't mention the matter of the holy land of Taichu again. Just now, the sect master did not hesitate to offend the Yuhua dynasty for me. Ling Xue will be a member of the Kunlun sect for the rest of his life. After a while, the ancient buildings, which were simple and vicissitudes of life, majestic, with seas of clouds emerging from the pavilions, suddenly appeared in front of Ling Xue and the others. Looking at the scene in front of them, they felt that the spiritual energy on the mountain top was even more intense. The pupils of the three people suddenly shrank, they took a breath of cold air and their hearts trembled suddenly. Hiss. This is a forbidden area, how come the spiritual energy is so strong? Could it be that this Kunlun sect is really a hidden sect, that there was a tremor in the eyes of the three people, and they thought secretly in their hearts? Lin Yun looked at the shocked three people, and then he got carried away with himself, smiling with the corners of his mouth raised, wishing he could go forward and brag. Look, this is my Kunlun strength. And I, Lin Yun, am the senior brother of the Kunlun sect. Gggggggg, you little girl ignored me just now. At this time, Lin Yunxue and Lu Chen put their hands behind their backs, raised their heads and looked forward. With his honest appearance, his bastard spirit was undoubtedly revealed. He looked at the three of them and smiled secretly in his heart. Seeing the shocked expressions of the three of them, Lu Chen nodded with satisfaction and couldn't help but secretly thought. Fortunately, the system gave me a sect as a gift, otherwise it would be a bit difficult to fool this little girl. This is my decoration. This location. Absolutely the highest configuration in the sect. Don't talk about you, little girl. Even those two little old men are confused. I'm afraid I'll be confused when the transformed spirit comes. Thinking of this, the corners of Lu Chen's mouth slightly raised, and he secretly smiled in his heart. However, I have only received 2 disciples now, and the system does not assign tasks. I can only survive by recruiting disciples into the sect. Although there are already 3 avatars and 1 monk in the cave void realm, we should keep a low profile. Who knows if these dynasties and sects still have immortals buried underground, waiting for others to take over their lairs. Then suddenly he came out of the earth and screamed, "Who dares to disturb my sleep?" Lu Chen felt at this moment that the revolution had not yet succeeded, and comrades still needed to work hard. Lingxue, this is my Kunlun sect. Lin Yun, this is your senior brother. If you don't understand anything in the future, please talk to me more. Lu Chen looked at Lin Yun and introduced to Lingxue. Lingxue, I have met senior brother. The words just fell. Lingxue raised her hands to Lin Yun, nodded and smiled. Hey, junior sister, you're welcome. Lin Yun touched the back of his head and said with a smile, suddenly having a junior sister who was like a fairy. Lin Yun was smiling like a dream. Seeing Lin Yun's hopeless look, Lu Chen suddenly had black lines on his head. Well, I hope that when Lin Yun goes out in the future, he will not say that he is from the Kunlun sect. As the leader of the sect, he cannot afford to disgrace this person. Just when Lin Yun was still giggling. Not good, the 2 clan elders from Zhou shouted tremblingly. Hearing the old man's voice, Lingxue had a vague premonition in her heart. A hint of worry suddenly appeared on her pretty face and she hurriedly asked, "Elder of the clan, is something wrong with my father and queen?" "Princess, I'm afraid I won't be able to survive this time." The 2 clan elders turned pale and grief-stricken, and replied to Lingxue. "Luo Tian and I received the message from the king, and the Ascension Dynasty dispatched a god transformation realm." Hearing this, Lingxue turned pale and took 2 steps back, because the ancestor of the great Zhou dynasty is recuperating in seclusion, and now the Yuhua dynasty has sent out a god transformation state. No one in the entire great Zhou dynasty can stop him. "Master, let me and Luo Tian take the princess and go immediately to the holy land of Taichu." After saying this, the old man's tone changed slightly, and his eyes couldn't help but look at Lu Chen. The meaning is unclear. Lu Chen didn't pay attention to what the old man said. After all, this is a holy land. Although Kunlun also has gods, the old man does not think that the Kunlun sect can protect Lingxue and become the enemy of the Yuhua dynasty. Although the Yuhua dynasty is on par with the great Zhou dynasty and both have a god of transformation, it is rumored that the Yuhua dynasty also has an ancestor in the god of transformation realm who serves as an elder in a hegemon level force. The hegemon level force is simply not comparable to the great Zhou dynasty. This is why they still feel that Kunlun sect cannot protect Luo Lingxue after seeing Wang Ming is in the god of transformation realm. "Sect Master, Lingxue is begging you to save my great Zhou." Now her only hope is Kunlun sect. Although Kunlun is not a hidden sect, it also has a god of transformation realm, so it must not be too simple. Ding, congratulations to the host for activating the sect mission. The Yuhua dynasty is unworthy of its position, cruel and inhumane, and has slaughtered millions of mortals. Please destroy the Yuhua dynasty within 3 days. Completing the mission will get you a random draw and reward 10 war weapons, /. Chapter 5 Kunlun takes action. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The capital of the great Zhou dynasty. At this time, there was a huge palace located in the center of the royal city. The originally gorgeous and majestic palace was now in dilapidated condition. It was hard to imagine what kind of war could destroy such a huge palace. At this time, a figure wearing black mysterious clothes, embroidered with dark gold dragon patterns, and an extremely domineering aura above the palace was fighting with a black figure. By Feng, you treacherous minister and treacherous traitor, I, the great Zhou, trust you so much in vain. Luo Wuxuang roared with splitting eyes, you deserve to die. The perfect aura of the Dao Palace realm was released, instantly overwhelming the void and trembling. Luo Wuxuang, your luck in the great Zhou dynasty has been exhausted, and today is the time of your demise. Hearing this, Baifeng laughed back without fear. As a general of the great Zhou dynasty, Baifeng's cultivation reached perfection in the Taoist palace 100 years ago. If he hadn't been afraid of the great Zhou ancestor, he would have rebelled long ago. Now that the imperial master of the Yuhua dynasty is here to hold the old man back, he is not afraid of Luo Wuxuang at all. Lord of the country, not just when Luo Wuxuang roared to kill the rebels in front of him, a voice sounded in my ears. The visitors were none other than the 2 clan elders and Wang Ming. Master, this is Senior Wang from the Princess Sect. The 3 of them fell in front of Luo Wuxuang. The old man's face showed joy and he raised his hand towards Wang Ming to introduce the king, Sect Senior. Could it be the Holy Land of Taichu? Luo Wuxuang glanced at Wang Ming, his pupils shrank suddenly, his expression was trembling, and he was shocked in his heart. Divinity Realm. Wang Ming did not hide his cultivation, and his aura of becoming a god was revealed from his body. He immediately spoke up. Luo Wuxuang has met Senior. I wonder if Senior is. Okay, let's settle the matter at hand first. I have to rush back and report back to the sect master. Wang Ming glanced at him. At this time, Baifeng also looked at Wang Ming, his face panicked and his mouth trembling. Transform into a powerful person. Impossible. Dazhou obviously has a transformed god. Where did this come from? And he was still on Dazhou's side. His arrogance just now disappeared instantly, and he turned into a look of panic and anxiety. I'm afraid of being slapped to death by the person in front of me. I don't know which sect my predecessor, Senior, is from. With trembling hands, he lowered his head to Wang Ming and said, can he not panic? This is a powerful person in the realm of gods. Even in the Yuhua dynasty, only the national masters had such a level of cultivation. If he had offended an avatar god, the Yuhua dynasty would not necessarily provoke such a powerful enemy for his sake. Before he could finish speaking, Wang Ming took a step in the air, and the pressure of the god transformation realm was released. The void beneath his feet instantly caused ripples, crushing, collapsing, and twisting the surrounding space. Then he raised his hand and grabbed by Feng Shu Kong. An earth-shaking aura instantly enveloped his whole body, and his whole body suddenly burst into pieces. He fell from the air and knelt on the ground dying. Hiss. The 3 heads of state took a breath of air. Luo Wuxuang had seen his ancestor take action before, but his aura was definitely not as shocking as Wang Ming's. The ancestor is the 9th level of heaven. What sect did Lingxue join? Senior, have mercy on me. Baifeng knelt on the ground and vomited blood, begging for mercy in an unclear tone. I have no grudges with Senior. Why should I help Dazhou? Oh, there is indeed no grudge, I just feel unhappy with you. Puff. No grudge. Accurate. Baifeng spurted out another mouthful of blood and his eyes widened in shock. Boom, suddenly there was a shocking loud noise, then 2 old figures appeared in the void instantly. Among them, an old man wearing a golden dragon robe with exhausted energy and blood roared. Li Mu, your Ascension dynasty really wants to fight to the death with me, Dazhou. Jie. Luo Yuan, who gave you a genius in Great Zhou? If I don't kill it when it emerges, how can I let it grow? The old man in gray said with a cold expression on his lips. It turns out that launching a national war was just an excuse, and Bai Feng was just a pawn of the Yuhua dynasty, just to let him hold Luo Wuxuan back. Master Imperial Master, save me. When Bai Feng saw the Imperial Preceptor appearing, he felt as if he had seen a life-saving straw. He looked excited and hurriedly asked for help from the Imperial Preceptor. Li Mu is the national advisor of the Yuhua dynasty. Waste. The Imperial Master glanced at Bai Feng with a gloomy expression. In order to overthrow the great Zhou dynasty, the Yuhua dynasty secretly cultivated Bai Feng 100 years ago, but it took countless resources to let him break through the Dao Palace and reach perfection. But he didn't expect Luo Lingshua's anomaly, so he planned ahead. Hear the words of the national master. Bai Feng's face looked as ugly as eating a dead fly. Luo Yuan, today is the day your great Zhou dynasty will be destroyed. Imperial Master Yuhua's face was gloomy. He looked at the great Zhou ancestor and said coldly, Buzz. Suddenly, a terrifying aura erupted from the Yuhua Imperial Master and swept out towards everyone. Except for Wang Ming and the great Zhou Patriarch, Luo Wuxuan and others were instantly suppressed and almost fell to their knees. Fortunately, Wang Ming waved his hand, and several people suddenly felt that this oppressive aura disappeared. Several people suddenly felt relaxed, their faces were happy, and they expressed gratitude to Wang Ming. Thank you, Senior, for taking the initiative. As for Bai Feng, he was so suppressed that he trembled and lay on the ground like a dead dog. Luo Yuan felt this terrifying aura, his pupils shrank suddenly, and then his expression became extremely solemn. 9th level of the spiritualization realm. He is also, but now his blood and energy are exhausted, and his injuries cannot be suppressed. Otherwise, how could the Yuhua dynasty be so rampant in the great Zhou? The words fell, the state teacher standing in the void raised his hand, and the spiritual power instantly turned into a giant palm covering the sky. It pressed towards Luo Yuan with terrifying power. Boom! Luo Yuan's face changed drastically, and the cultivation of the 9th level of the spiritualization realm burst out from his body without reservation at this moment. With his hands waving, the surrounding spiritual power suddenly gathered and turned into a giant sword and swung it. Bang! A shocking explosion sounded. I saw that the giant sword was slapped and scattered by a terrifying palm. Not good. The giant palm covering the sky fell suddenly without dispersing. The ancestor of the great Zhou raised his hand and waved the surrounding spiritual energy to gather, and instantly built a spiritual barrier to resist. Bang! A sound sounded, the spiritual barrier was instantly shattered. Puff! The great Zhou ancestor was knocked to the ground, his body suddenly flew backwards and smashed countless halls of the palace. He fell to the ground with a weak breath and spitting blood. Ancestor! Seeing his ancestor being knocked down, Luo Wuxuan roared, then he roared angrily at the Yuhua national master. Old thing, you, the Yuhua dynasty, are bullying too much. The Yuhua national master stood in the void, looking at the ants in front of him with a sneer on his face. Hee, weak ants can only be angry. Die. Then another palm was slapped down. Bang. The spiritual power palm of the Yuhua national master burst apart. Wang Ming made a move. Although he was only the first level of the transformation of the spirit, he was invincible in the same realm. That's right, any strong man summoned by the system is invincible in the same realm. The 9th level of the transformation of the spirit can be destroyed with a flip of the hand. The national master was stunned. He looked at Wang Ming with a gloomy face, and then said with cold eyes. I didn't expect there was a bigger ant. He saw through Wang Ming's cultivation at a glance. After all, he was a 9th level god. A small 1st level god dared to stop me. Looking for death. The national teacher's face was gloomy and his mouth was cold. He raised his hand and pressed it with a palm. He was a 9th level god, but he was blocked by a small 1st level god. This made him extremely angry and he must kill the ant in front of him. Humph! Wang Ming snorted coldly. If you were in the cave void realm, I might not be able to defeat you, but with your 9th level god, I can still kill you. Instantly, an amazing breath burst out from Wang Ming's body, and then his figure disappeared on the spot, and suddenly appeared in front of the Yuhua national teacher, and then he pointed out with one finger, and in an instant, the surrounding spiritual power suddenly gathered at his fingertips. Pointed out with one finger, boom, after all, he was in the 9th level of the spiritual transformation realm, so he reacted quickly. However, the finger in front of his eyes made his expression change drastically, as if he was facing the heavens, and a sense of fatality came over him, bang, bang, bang. Ah! No, how is it possible, that the power of the finger was like the sky falling, instantly wiping out the body and soul of the imperial master of the Yuhua dynasty, hiss. Is this the spiritual transformation realm? How can it be so strong? The eyes of the king and the others were extremely shocked. The great Zhou patriarch, who was originally covered in wounds, suddenly looked trembling. Chapter 6, Destroying the Yuhua Dynasty 1. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Immortal Burial Mountain Range, Kunlun Sect, on Disciple Peak. Junior sister, I see that you are worried. You must be worried about your clan members. The girl was wearing a long purple fairy dress, with 3,000 blue silk draped around her waist. She stood on the Disciple Peak looking towards the direction of the capital of the great Zhou dynasty with a worried look on her face. At this time, a voice came from behind, it's Lin Yun. Lingxue has met senior brother. Lingxue turned around, nodded and cupped her hands. Elder brother, do you know the origin of the sect? Kunlun felt too mysterious to him, and she had never seen anyone else in the sect. Is it really a hidden sect? The strong men of the sect were all sleeping, otherwise she and Lin Yun wouldn't be the only two disciples. Junior sister, I have just entered the sect and I don't know the origin of the sect, but the sect master said that all the strong men of the sect are sleeping. Lin Yun touched the back of his head and smiled innocently. Well, Lingxue was speechless when she saw this. Why did this senior brother act like a fool? I really don't know if he was deceived by the sect master, Lu Chen. It's a lie. Whoosh, several figures flew through the air, then it fell in front of the two people. Father. Ancestor. But when Lingxue saw that it was his father and ancestor, his original worried expression disappeared and turned into extremely joyful. Lingxue, your father, my ancestor, and I are all fine. Fortunately, seniors took action, otherwise I, Zhou, would have died today. Luo Wuxuang sighed. At this time, Lingxue looked at the injuries on Grand Ancestor Zhou's body, her smart eyes instantly became hazy, and she was about to speak. Ancestor. Upon seeing this, the great Zhou ancestor hurriedly said, Lingxue girl, don't worry, it's just a minor injury, the ancestor doesn't take it lightly. Just then. Wang Ming, bring them to the main hall to meet me. A voice sounded like a divine decree. The main hall of the sect. Lu Chen's eyes narrowed slightly and he sat on the main seat. There was no aura fluctuation on his body, but he gave people an unfathomable feeling. Is this the leader of the Kunlun sect? So young. Luo Wuxuang and Grand Ancestor Zhou looked at Lu Chen, and huge waves surged in their hearts. What's even more frightening is that he can't see through the young man in front of him. A flash of shock flashed in Luo Yuan's eyes. Old man, Luo Yuan has met Sect Master Lu. Luo Wuxuang has met Sect Leader Lu. They had already asked Wang Ming about the situation of the Kunlun sect on the way here, and now they were really shocked to see Lu Chen with their own eyes. Moreover, the Kunlun sect is still in the forbidden area. No wonder they have never heard of the Kunlun sect in the Zhou dynasty. Is it really a hidden sect? Only born now. This time, I would like to thank you, Senior Guizong, for saving our great Zhou dynasty from the danger of destruction. If necessary, our great Zhou dynasty will definitely provide help. Lu Chen laughed secretly in his heart when he heard this. You, Zhou, are only an ancestor in the realm of gods, so you should let him take care of himself in his old age. He also learned about the strength of the great Zhou dynasty from Luo Lingxue, and the strongest one was just the ancestor with the 9th level of the god transformation realm. It's okay, Lingxue is now my Kunlun disciple, and that's how it should be. Lu Chen said lightly. When Lingxue heard this, she was extremely happy for her previous decision. Sect Master Lu, Senior Wang killed the national master of the Yuhua dynasty. I'm afraid the Yuhua dynasty will not let it go this time. It is rumored that there is another ancestor in the dynasty. According to rumors, it is very likely to break through the Dongshu realm. Luo Wuxuang's expression changed at this point. After a change, his voice became extremely heavy. If there really is a hole in the void realm that takes action, the great Zhou dynasty will be destroyed in an instant. Although Wang Ming powerfully suppressed the imperial masters of the Yuhua dynasty, it was not Dongshu after all. It was rumored that the strong Dongshu could tear the void with his hands, cross the space, and was extremely powerful. Dongshu realm. Lu Chen was also extremely shocked. However, the surface is still calm, as if the strong men in the cave void realm are nothing more than ants. I didn't expect this Yuhua dynasty to be so strong. Dongshu realm now also has Xuanhuan, and Lu Chen has planned to let Qin Baixian take action to directly destroy the Yuhua dynasty. In this way, the task has been completed. At this time, the system's voice sounded in his mind, making Lu Chen confused. The host can just ask Wang Ming to take action. Chapter 7, Destroying the Yuhua Dynasty 2. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Noisy. Wang Xian's eyes were indifferent, and then he waved his hand. Bang bang. Instantly, the bodies of the ministers in the hall exploded and turned into ashes. Ah! Who are you? Looking at the ministers dying in front of him, Yun Sangqiong's eyes were full of bloodshot, and he roared loudly. He forgot that he was facing a powerful god-transforming person now, and at this moment he just wanted to cut the person in front of him into pieces. Yun Sangqiong. Your Yuhua dynasty has also come to this day. Luo Wuxuang, who was next to Wang Xian, looked at him with a sneer. Luo Wuxuang was also shocked by Wang Xian's cultivation. He was another god-transforming person, but seeing the end of the Yuhua dynasty, he was extremely excited. It's you. Luo Wuxuang. That when Yun Sangqiong saw that it was Luo Wuxuang, he knew that it was the person in front of him who killed the national teacher. After all, in his eyes, the aura of the great Zhou patriarch was withered and he could not be the opponent of the national teacher. He immediately roared at Wang Xian with a cracked look in his eyes. You dare to kill me? The ancestor will not let you go. Yun Sangqiong was afraid of death, thinking that he could scare Wang Xian away by using the ancestor of Yuhua. However, how could Wang Xian be afraid, and how could Kunlun sect be afraid? My Kunlun sect is about to enter the world, and it is an honor for your Yuhua dynasty to sacrifice for my Kunlun sect. Die. As soon as the voice fell, Wang Xian slapped out with a palm. Bang. Ah! Kunlun sect. The ancestor will not let you go. Bang bang bang. The whole hall collapsed, and Yun Sangqiong turned into dust. The poor Yuhua king didn't know why the Kunlun sect suddenly appeared and wanted to destroy his Yuhua dynasty until his death. With the death of the Yuhua king who was perfect in the Dao Palace, Luo Wuxuang began to slaughter the Yuhua clan. Luo Wuxuang was also perfect in the Dao Palace. At this time, when the Yuhua king died, no one in the entire dynasty could stop him from slaughtering. Moreover, Wang Xian's divine aura was released in the sky above the royal city, covering the entire royal city. The rest was left to Luo Wuxuang. As the saying goes, if you don't cut the grass at the root, it may revive in the future. Luo Wuxuang knew this truth very well. Moreover, the Yuhua dynasty inhumanely massacred the people of the great Zhou. If the Yuhua clan was not massacred, how could they be worthy of the dead soldiers and countless people of the great Zhou? Wang Xian was quietly waiting for Luo Wuxuang in the sky above the royal city. Senior, all the people of the Yuhua clan have been cleared by me. After killing the Yuhua clan, Luo Wuxuang's face was excited, and he saluted Wang Xian respectfully with gratitude in his eyes. Well, this matter is over. I will go back to report to the sect master. Speaking of reporting to Lu Chen, Wang Xian's eyes showed deep respect and loyalty. For these summoned strong men, they are absolutely loyal to Lu Chen. In their eyes, Lu Chen is their god, and they will not frown even if Lu Chen wants them to die. Seeing this scene, Luo Wuxuang's heart trembled fiercely. What did he see? Such a powerful incarnation actually showed such respect and piety when mentioning Lu Chen. Even a powerful incarnation like the senior is like this to Sect Master Lu. It seems that the origin of Kunlun sect is definitely not as simple as a hidden sect. Luo Wuxuang was extremely shocked. just after the two left, a golden armored figure appeared in the void. Looking at the dilapidated Yuhua palace, he was shocked and said, "Who shot?" He actually destroyed the Yuhua dynasty. That the golden armored figure felt it carefully in the air, his face changed, and he was shocked. The person who shot is actually the same as me. Kunlun Sect. In the main hall, a cold voice sounded in Lu Chen's mind. Ding, congratulations to the host subordinates for destroying the Yuhua dynasty, completing the system task, and obtaining a random lottery for system rewards, 10 combat weapons. Hearing the cold voice, Lu Chen's face was excited and extremely excited. It's over so soon. This Yuhua dynasty is not good. Lu Chen thought to himself. 10 war weapons. Not bad, I can reward them to my disciples when there are more disciples in the future. Lu Chen nodded with satisfaction. He also knew the level of spiritual weapons in Xuanhuan continent based on the system information. The spiritual weapons in Xuanhuan continent are divided into low-grade, medium-grade, and high-grade spiritual weapons, and above the spiritual weapons are war weapons, holy weapons, ancient weapons, quasi-emperor weapons, and extreme emperor weapons. If these 10 war weapons appear in the southern wilderness, I am afraid that they will immediately set off a huge wave. And attract countless forces to snatch them. In an era when the emperor is not prominent, the god king is in seclusion, and the saints do not appear. If you have war weapons, you can fight even against cultivators with higher cultivation than yourself. Of course, it is not a boast. Ding, 10 war weapons have been stored in a system space. Fixed reward. The Sect's Gongfa Hall has been successfully completed. System, are there any Gongfa in the Gongfa Hall? Lu Chen secretly asked in his heart that if this system gave him a complete empty shell, he would be so angry that he would die. Although he could not use it for the time being, after all, he had no bottleneck in improving his cultivation. As long as he got more draws, he didn't believe that he could not draw a cultivation card. What's more, how could a sect not have a Gongfa Hall? Then, the disciples who joined Kunlun knew that their sect did not even have Gongfa, and they would run away. Ding, the system has stored the Gongfa, please rest assured, host. That's good, then, Lu Chen continued. System, is there a sect panel? Ding, there is. Then a subtitle appeared in Lu Chen's eyes. Sect, Kunlun Sect, Sect Station, Burial Immortal Mountains, Sect Master, Lu Chen, Sect Disciples, 2, Sect Guards, 3. Sect Guard Elder, 1. Sect Elder, none, Sect Points, 1000. Ancestor of the Sect, none. System, what is the use of Sect Points? Lu Chen was confused. Ding, Sect Points can be exchanged for heavenly items, magic weapons, magic medicine, fairy medicine, constitution, and various items in the system mall. Chapter 8 The Most Powerful Technique in the Universe. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Kunlun Sect. Big brother, you haven't even opened up your spiritual veins. Ling Shui opened her mouth slightly in shock, staring at Lin Yun with wide eyes. Just now he discovered that his big brother had not even opened up his spiritual veins. In the path of cultivation, one must first build up a mortal body, then gather true qi, and use true qi as a supplement to open up the 5 meridians and 8 meridians in the body, and then the true qi will turn into spirit, and the spiritual qi will enter the body to temper the flesh, and then the spiritual veins can be opened. In the Xuanhuan continent, people who cannot open up their spiritual veins are called useless people, and not having spiritual veins also means that they are destined not to become strong in this life. The purpose of cultivating a path is to be able to live forever in the world, immortal, even if there is only a glimmer of hope to fight against the sky. Our generation of cultivators dare to fight against the sky. But there are always anomalies in the world. It is rumored that some people with destiny are born with mysterious and powerful physiques. They cannot practice since childhood, and they cannot even gather qi. Once the physique is stimulated, practicing is as easy as drinking water, and the combat power is invincible at the same level, and it is extremely powerful. Could it be that this big brother of mine has some kind of mysterious physique? Ling Shui was confused. Junior sister, although I haven't opened up my spiritual veins, the sect master said that I have an extraordinary physique. I have the potential to be a god king, and I am the future emperor. Lin Yun's honest face with his hands behind his back was filled with a domineering aura. I believe what the sect master said. Lin Yun said with a firm face, as if he was the future emperor. Hearing this, Ling Xue's face was full of black lines. This senior brother is really stupid. No, I must find the sect master later to ask whether the senior brother really has a certain physique, and she believes that the sect master will not let a person without spiritual veins be the senior brother. After all, in her opinion, Kunlun is so mysterious that it is even more impossible to accept a disciple without spiritual veins into the sect. Just when Ling Xue was confused, suddenly, a series of real dragon phantoms roared in the sky, followed by countless ancient races. Strange phenomena, and countless figures bathed in golden light waving their fists. Although it was just a strange phenomenon, it gave people a great power, as if every punch could knock down the stars and collapse the starry sky, which was daunting. This is, Lin Yun and the others looked at the previous scene and were shocked and speechless. What happened? Did a strong man from the sect wake up? Just as the two were still shocked, the strange phenomenon in the void suddenly moved. In an instant, it turned into a series of divine lights and rushed into the Gongfa Hall. The three words Gongfa Hall, which were originally dim and lightless, suddenly sparkled and made people dare not look directly at them. Finally, they gradually returned to calm, as if nothing had happened. This is after the Gongfa Hall was successfully perfected, the strongest Gongfa in the world was put into it, and each Gongfa in it can be called a peerless ancient scripture. Fortunately, the system blocked Kunlun, otherwise, once such a strange phenomenon appeared, those old immortals in Xianwu continent would rush out of their coffins to find out what was going on. Master, what's going on? Seeing Lu Chen coming out of the main hall, Ling Xue hurried forward to ask. Lu Chen was also confused at this time. He was just thinking about the development of Kunlun, and was suddenly startled by a loud noise. He thought someone had attacked Kunlun sect, so he ran out quickly. System, what's going on? Lu Chen frowned and asked secretly in his heart, Ding, host, please rest assured, this is the strange phenomenon of the practice after the perfection of the practice hall. Strange phenomenon. Damn it. I thought someone came to the door. Don't worry, this is the resurrection of the practice hall of my sect. Lu Chen said lightly, the practice hall is resurrected? Hiss. What kind of practice can cause such a strange phenomenon? Is it the ancient method of the God King, or the ancient scripture of the great emperor? Although they had never seen it, the scene just now was too shocking. They had a feeling that even if it was the ancient method of the God King, the ancient scripture of the great emperor, it would never be possible to cause such a strange phenomenon. Both of them were shocked, and their eyes were full of shock. It's stable. It's stable. As the eldest brother of Kunlun sect, I believe that the sect master will definitely give me a peerless method. I, Emperor Lin Yun, can look forward to it. The shocked Lin Yun looked extremely excited, and he was looking forward to it in his heart, and Ling Xue also looked happy and looked forward to it. In the method hall, there are countless ancient methods created by the great powers of Kunlun in the past generations, and the ancient scriptures are all the strongest in the world. Lu Chen looked at the two and said lightly, hiss. The ancient method and ancient scripture created by the great powers of Kunlun sect. Hearing this, both of them were shocked, and they thought there was something wrong with their ears. What is an ancient method? That is a method that can only be created by the great powers above the God King. Not to mention the great emperor ancient scripture above the divine king ancient scripture, which can only be created by the great emperor. If this word spreads, it will be enough to shake the entire Xianwu continent. I am afraid that those self-sealed old immortals will come out frantically to snatch it. Okay, you two can go in and comprehend the skills now. Seeing that the two were still in shock, Lu Chen reminded them, are you shocked? If he said that there are countless immortal methods in it, the two would be shocked. Of course he wouldn't say it. After all, even if he said it, the two might not believe it. Zhongzhu, can we go in and choose the skills? When the two heard Lu Chen's words, their faces were extremely excited. Great Emperor. I, Lin Yun, am destined to become an emperor in this life. Lin Yun shouted in his heart. he seemed to have forgotten that he hadn't even opened up his spiritual veins, as if the great emperor was not far away from him. After you go in, you don't have to choose by yourself, you just need to use your mind to comprehend it, and the skills will choose the right person. Yes, Sect Master. The two of them said respectfully to Lu Chen with excitement. At this time, Ling Xue seemed to have thought of something, and hurriedly said, Sect Master, senior brother's spiritual veins have not been opened yet, can he practice the exercises? Hearing this, Lin Yun, who was still excited, was stunned for a moment before he reacted. What do you mean that the spiritual veins have not been opened? Junior sister, you are trying to usurp the throne. I'm afraid you can't control me, senior brother. Wait, Lin Yun, who reacted, also thought that he had no spiritual veins. His originally excited expression suddenly turned into an expression of his wife running away with someone else, and he said to Lu Chen with a sad face. Sect Master, didn't you say that I am the future emperor? Sect Master, you must have a way to help me open up my spiritual veins, right? Lu Chen was also dumbfounded when he heard this. God, the future emperor. I just said that you can be the emperor. When did I say that you are the future emperor? Besides, wasn't there a system prompt at that time, saying that you are a genius? I didn't know you didn't have a spiritual vein. Lu Chen looked at him with a black face. Didn't the system say that this kid was a genius? System, does Lin Yun have any physique? Lu Chen had read so many novels about red-haired monsters in his previous life, so he naturally knew that some geniuses who couldn't practice and didn't have spiritual veins probably had mysterious physiques, but no matter how you look at it, Lin Yun doesn't look like that. Ding, host, Lin Yun, a disciple of the sect, is the legendary fighting saint body. He can't open up spiritual veins because he doesn't have a suitable practice. Tip, there is a practice suitable for Lin Yun's physique in the practice hall. Note, the fighting saint body is one of the strongest physiques in the world. The great fighting saint body can fight against heaven, earth, gods and demons and is extremely powerful. Chapter 9 Subordinate Forces, The Great Zhou Dynasty. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lu Chen couldn't believe that this kid had such a strong physique. Fortunately, he was a disciple of my Kunlun sect. Ling Xue, your master does have a special physique. He is the legendary fighting body. Lu Chen said slowly, fight the holy body. As soon as these words came out, Ling Xue's mouth opened slightly in shock, her face full of disbelief. She couldn't believe that this silly senior brother actually had a mysterious physique. Although she didn't know how powerful the Dozhan holy physique was, she knew that once she possessed the mysterious physique, her future achievements would definitely be high, and it would be absolutely possible to become a powerful person. When these words fell on Lin Yun's ears, they were like a bolt from the blue, shaking his body and making him tremble with excitement. Fight the holy body. What an awesome name. I, Lin Yun, am destined to become a man who fights in heaven and on earth, as gods and demons. Junior sister, you can't control me, senior brother. At this time, Lin Yun seemed to be able to see in his heart that he would stand on the top of the continent in the future. Of course, Lin Yun didn't know what the Dozhan holy physique was like and how powerful it was. He only knows that he has such a physique that makes people feel awesome when he hears his name. Your senior brother cannot open spiritual veins because there is no corresponding technique. Lu Chen looked at the two people and said. Sect Master, if we don't have suitable exercises, will our senior brother's physique be ruined? Ling Xue said with an extremely serious face, come again. God is so useless. Junior sister. I knew you just wanted to ride on my head, senior brother. Although there is no suitable technique for me to practice now, it does not mean that you, junior sister, can ride on my head. Yes, right skills. Lin Yun suddenly thought of something and his eyes lit up. He looked at Lu Chen as if he were seeing a beautiful woman. Sect Master, does our Kunlun Kung Fu Hall have a technique suitable for me? Lin Yun looked at Lu Chen with fiery eyes. If the Sect Master knows my physique, Kunlun sect must have such a technique. Yes, there are countless techniques in the Kung Fu Hall, and there are just some techniques suitable for your physique. Lu Chen nodded. Okay, you two go in now, find a suitable technique and practice it hard. Soon our Kunlun sect will become the strongest force in the Xuanhuan continent. One of you is the senior brother of the Kunlun sect, and the other is the senior sister. I can't let others underestimate me, Kunlun, in the future. Chen said seriously. Yes, sect master, we will definitely not insult the reputation of the Kunlun sect. The two men replied with firm eyes, and secretly vowed in their hearts that they must become strong men who shock the continent, so that they can live up to the sect master's expectations for them. After the two of them entered, Chen was preparing to return to the main hall to practice. Two piercing sounds came from the air. It was Wang Xian who had destroyed the Yuhua dynasty and landed in front of Chen with Luo Wuxuang. Sect master, the Yuhua dynasty has been destroyed. Wang Xian said respectfully. Okay, I already know, you can go down first. Chen nodded. Yes, sect master. Wang Xian said respectfully. Sect master I, the Zhou, want to become a vassal of Kunlun. I wonder if you can agree. After Wang Xian left, Luo Wuxuang looked a little nervous and looked at Chen. On the way back, he had already determined that Kunlun was a big deal. If he could be protected by the Kunlun sect, he might be able to become the top force in the southern wasteland after Sunday. He also secretly sent a letter to his ancestor and agreed on the matter, so he wanted the great Zhou dynasty to become a subsidiary force of the Kunlun sect, but when he thought about the mysterious power of the Kunlun sect, he was afraid that Chen would look down on the great Zhou dynasty. Oh, become my affiliated force in Kunlun. Chen's eyes flashed with surprise, and Luo Wuxuang didn't look like he was joking. It seems that the Kunlun sect should have seen the appearance of two gods, which made the Lord Zhou think that it was a hidden sect, and that made him think so. Chen thought secretly in his heart, the Kunlun sect is bound to become the strongest force in the world, how can it not have affiliated forces? Ask the host to accept the great Zhou dynasty and become the first affiliated force of Kunlun. System, are you teaching me how to do things? Just accept it if you say so. The system has detected that the host is very rebellious and the system is unbinding 10%, 20%. Okay, I agree. Chen said immediately with a calm face. Just when the system was about to load to 100%, Chen immediately agreed to Luo Wuxuang without even thinking about it. Damn it. I was shocked. System, can't you afford it? I was just joking, but it's not you, this system is also joking with the host, please don't worry, host, /. Chapter 10 The Dominant Power, the Qin Dynasty. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next day, Lin Yun and Ling Shui also came out of the Gongfa Hall. Both of them were shocked and happy after obtaining the Gongfa, especially Lin Yun realized the fighting holy method, broke the limitation of the holy body, opened up the spiritual veins in just one night, and broke through to the spiritual sea realm. He is worthy of being a genius with a holy body. Although Ling Shui did not have a special physique, she realized the Lucian method, which is the strongest sutra of a great power in the heavens. Feeling the power in his hands, he could drive the surrounding spiritual power to use it with a wave of his hand. Lin Yun was shocked and grateful to Chen. Brother, you opened up the spiritual veins and broke through the spiritual sea realm. Ling Shui felt the change in Lin Yun's breath, and her mouth opened slightly, her face full of shock. She was in the 9th heaven of the spiritual sea realm, so she could naturally feel Lin Yun's realm. Is this the holy body? Sure enough, it's hard enough. It's powerful enough. She has always been very satisfied with her talent. She broke through the spiritual sea realm at the age of 17 and was ranked on the Qingzhou Tianjiao list, but today's scene hit her. The senior brother who had not opened up the spiritual veins yesterday opened up the spiritual veins in just one night and broke through to the spiritual sea realm. How could she not be shocked? Hee. Junior sister, now believe what senior brother said, Lin Yun, is destined to be the future emperor. Junior sister, I guess you have also realized the peerless skills. Yes, senior brother. Very good, you are worthy of being my junior sister, senior brother is very optimistic about you. Lin Yun put his hands behind his back and looked like an elder. Hearing this, Lingxue was speechless for a moment. Can't this senior brother be more serious? If you don't know, you would think you are the sect master. At this moment, a majestic voice that seemed irresistible came. Lin Yun, Lingxue come to the main hall to see me. Hearing this, the two recovered from the joy of obtaining the skills. With a respectful look, he said respectfully to the main hall where Lu Chen was. Yes, sect master. In the main hall, Luo Wuxuan was also in the hall at this time. Lu Chen sat in the main seat, his eyes narrowed slightly, and he didn't know what he was thinking. Lin Yun, Ling Shui, I believe you have already comprehended the skills in the skills hall. Lu Chen looked at the two and said lightly. He also felt the change in Lin Yun's breath. After all, he is now a strong man in the God transformation realm, but with the system shielding his breath, no one in this world can see through Lu Chen's depth. Good guy. He opened up the spirit vein overnight and broke through the spirit sea realm. This is the fighting saint body. You are worthy of being my disciple of Kunlun sect. Very good. As for Ling Shui, he also felt the change in his breath. System, check Ling Shui's information. Ding, Luo Lingxue, a disciple of the sect, is in the 9th heaven of the spirit sea realm. He originally practiced the Luo Shenju, a skills inherited from the great Zhou dynasty. Now he comprehends the peerless immortal scripture, Lu Shen Fa, in the skills hall. Immortal scripture. Damn, I almost heard it as menstruation. Lu Shen Fa, Ding, host, this is the strongest scripture of a great power in the universe, and it is the strongest in the universe, just like the Dou Zhan Xing Fa that Lin Yun has realized, /.